You're facing foreclosure, but before it's final, you might be able to modify the outcome with mediation. Judge Nancy First and Andrea Kinast, both from Cuyahoga County Common Pleas Court, are here to offer information on this option. Judge First is the administrative and presiding judge, and Andrea is the foreclosure mediation program director. Thank you both for joining me today.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
Is this a new program, Judge?
Well, this program is started in 2008 in response to the foreclosure crisis, and we're happy to report that it has a 65% success rate.
Wow. Okay. So, what does success mean, though? Does that mean you've saved your home? What does
Not
what does
necessarily. It may mean that you've entered into an agreed new payment plan, or you've agreed to a graceful exit from your home in the event you can't work things out.
So, if you get the foreclosure notice and it says you got to be out in 3 days or something like this, do you get out in 3 days?
No, you do not. You should stay put and contact the foreclosure mediation department, and Andrea can explain.
Please
the
do.
details.
Tell us what happens when we contract. And this is through the Court of Common Pleas for Cuyahoga County.
That's correct.
Okay, what happens?
So when a foreclosure action is filed in Cuyahoga County, the property owner will receive the summons and complaint for the foreclosure in the mail. They'll also receive with that package the request form for mediation. They can fill this out, return it back to our department at the court. Our address is right on the form. They can fax it, email it, walk it in, however it's easiest. And then we review it to see if the case is suitable for mediation.
And if it is in mediation, then the foreclosure process is put on hold while they try to work things out.
Now, when you say work things out, does that mean that the homeowner comes in and says, I'll pay, I promise? Is that what goes on, or what's happening?
So it's a little more formal. What we do is we sit down with the property owner and the bank's attorney initially. And what we try and do is determine what the circumstances are, why the property owner fell behind, and then what type of information they need to provide to the bank to see if they might qualify for some type of workout option. And then after that, we'll have a full mediation where the bank representative appears in person, and hopefully they've reviewed all of the information, and we can determine if the parties can work out some, agreed upon payment plan or modification.
What kind of information do people have to bring with them?
Well, they need to bring their loan instruments, Andrea, whatever you would need to formulate a new loan in effect.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically like they're applying for a loan again. Mm-hmm. So just like when they purchased the house the first time, bank statements and pay stubs, tax returns, all of the financial information necessary for the bank to make a determination if the house is affordable.
So now, in terms of what the outcomes are, the possible outcomes, go through this. You're sitting there with the bank's attorney or the lender, whoever holds the mortgage now, and I mean, will they sometimes reduce the amount that you owe? Will they sometimes stretch out the payments? Will they lower the interest rate? Will they? I mean, I know that there's some programs that'll actually, some government programs that'll help pay to help you cover your mortgage if it's underwater or you're having trouble.
So it depends on who the investor of the loan is, but the servicer sitting at the table will follow those investor guidelines. We try to determine what those are at the beginning of the process so that we're all on the same page and we know what goal we're working toward. Typically, it's a loan modification with a reduction in interest rate or an extension of the maturity date, sometimes even a principal reduction.
So sometimes the lender actually will reduce the amount that you owe.
Sometimes.
If you're in a position where you can pay. I assume that the sooner the person comes in, after starting to have trouble, the better. That if you owe, if you've gone months and months and months, it's going to be harder to work something out. Is that true?
That is true. And so we try and encourage property owners who think that they're falling behind to reach out to one of the HUD-approved counseling agencies within the county. If you're a property owner, you can call 211. That's the United Way's First Call for Helpline. They can refer you to a HUD-approved housing counseling agency. But if you've gotten that foreclosure notice and the action in the mail, you need to get that request form into the court.
All right. And most importantly, you should not leave your home.
And this applies to anybody in Cuyahoga County?
That's correct.
This program?
Right. We are, September is Save Our Homes Month, and we're holding informational meetings throughout the county with presentations from HUD-approved counselors, our court mediators, our magistrates, and then offering individuals one-on-one help for free.
Judge, it's a great program. Thank you for talking about it and letting people, thanks for instituting it and then telling people about it. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
This mediation program could be a life and a home saver. To find out more about how to protect your home from foreclosure, use the information coming up next. My thanks to Judge First and Andrea for holding court here today.
Call the Cuyahoga County Common Pleas Court to learn more about foreclosure mediation. The number is 216-698-7138 or click to their website cp.cuyahogacounty.us/foreclosure mediation. Next, should you file an accident claim with the insurance company?